Hello and welcome to Sew with Christine. Here is a detailed tutorial on how to cut and sew these fitted pants with wide hem. This is not a straight pants tutorial. I've actually made a video on that. You can check my page to watch the tutorial. This is a bootcut pants where the hem is wide but other parts will be fitted. So if this tutorial is what you're interested in watching, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and turn your post notification bell on so whenever I post new tutorials, you'll be among the first to get notified. So here is the fabric that I'll be using for this pants tutorial, and I have here with me 3.5 yards. I won't be using up the entire 3.5 yards. I would use about 2 yards for this pants, and also this is a stretchy fabric, so I won't be adding zipper to the pants. If your material is not stretchy, then you have to add zipper to it. I'll be drafting the front part of these pants before we move to the back. So at this top part of the fabric, I'll go ahead and rule out my starting line there. Unfold, the width is 16 inches and this is how wide I want the hem to be. So I folded this based on the width of the hem. From the starting line, I'm going to come downward by 11.5 inches for the crotch depth. How you get your crotch depth, divide your hip circumference by 4 and that will give you your crotch depth. So the hip circumference I'm working with is 46 inches and that divided by 4 is 11.5 inches. Next, I'm going to mark down the hip line and the hip line here is 8 inches. So I'll just go ahead and rule a line over that marked area. On the crotch depth line here, I'm going to mark the quarter hip measurements, which is 11.5 inches. So I'll mark that on the hip line, the crotch depth line, and also on the waistline. Then I'll go ahead and draw a straight line over these marked points. Coming to the crotch depth line here, I'm going to impute the half-time measurements. So these are the measurements that I will be using for these pants. I have the waist, I have the hip, the thigh, the hem, the round knee, and the length of these pants. For the length, I have the knee length at 22 inches and I have the full length to give 42 inches. So for the thigh here, I'm going to divide 26 by 2, that is 13 inches. Alright, your hip and your waist measurements, you're going to divide those by 4. Then your thigh, the round knee, that's the knee circumference, and the ankle area, those parts, you are going to divide them by 2 inches. So since we have 26 for the thigh, divided by 2 is 13 inches. So I'll just go ahead and mark down 13 inches on this line. After marking, I'm going to use a cuff to connect this hip line to the thigh area like so. Next, I'm going to divide this 13 inches by 2 and that is 6.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 6.5 inches straight down. So from the starting line here, I'm going to come downward by 22 inches for the knee length. Then I'll rule a line over these marked areas. Afterwards, I'm just going to connect these 6.5 inches that I've marked. From the starting line again, I'm going to mark down the length of these pants, which is 42 inches. Then I went ahead to add 1 inch seam allowance. So the next part that we will be working on is the knee circumference, and I have that at 18 inches. 18 inches divided by 2, that is 9 inches. So on this line here, we are going to share that 9 inch on both sides of this line. So this part will be 4.5, the other side will be 4.5 inches. Next, I will connect the thigh area to the knee line and I will connect the hip area to the knee line as well. Afterwards, we are going to be working on the waist. So this line here is your center front. From the center front, I'll go ahead and mark the quarter waist measurement, which is 7.5, since the waist we are working on is 30 inches. Then I'll add 1 inch for the dart allowance. So altogether, I have 8.5 inches at the waist area. So I'm going to extend this hip line to the side there. Then I'll use a cuff to connect the waist to the hip line. Now to the hem area. Since we already have the hem there to be 16 inches, I will just go ahead and use a straight line to connect from the knee line to the side of the hem area like so. And I'll do the same thing for the other side. So this is how to go about drafting this type of pants. Afterwards, at the top part here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch on this center front line. Then I'm going to connect this from the side of this pants to meet with this 1 inch here. Thereafter, I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern. So guys, we are actually done with the drafting of the front parts. Next, we are going to be drafting the back parts. So while we are still on this, I would like you to hit the subscribe button if you are yet to do so, and give this video a thumbs up. We want more people to watch this tutorial to benefit from this. That is why I urge you to like, comment, and share this tutorial to others. Alright, I've laid the front part onto the piece of fabric that I'll be using for the back, and I've replaced this part at the waist area that I cut off, okay? The reason I replaced this back is because I don't want this to confuse you. If I'm doing this on my own, I can actually go ahead without that front part. So just for clarity's sake, that is why I placed it there. On the tie line here, I'm going to come outward by 3.5 inches. Alright, it's on the back, we'll be adding the seam allowance and the ease on this tie. So that is why I have 3.5 inches. Then at the knee line, I'll mark 2 inches. The 2 inches will serve as the seam allowance for the entire pants. Then on the hip line, I'll also mark 2 inches. So the only place that would not be 2 inches is on the tie line, which I've gone ahead to mark 3.5 inches. So once I'm done marking these 2 inches, I'm just going to roll a straight line downward. So for the back, I need to go up by 1.5 inches at the waistline. So I realized the space I left there would not be enough. So I had to move these front parts down. So from the starting line there, I will go up by 1.5 inches for the back. So you can see what it looks like now. For the front, I came down by 1 inch. For the back, I'll be going up by 1.5 inches. Alright, that's just how to do this. Then on this tie line, I'll quickly extend the line to the back part, and I'll do the same for the knee line. Then I'll go ahead and measure the 3.5 inches. Alright, then coming to the knee line, I'll mark the 2 inches there. Now that this is done, I'm going to draw a diagonal line connecting the side of this pants to the 1.5 inches I went up by. That's for the back parts. So I will go ahead and extend the hip line onto the back pants material. Then I will connect using a curve from that hip line to the thigh measurement like so. This is what the back is like following this direction, and this is what the front part is like. Next, I'm going to connect from this tie line to the knee line down to the hem area. After that, I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern. So we are going to check our waistline measurements on this back parts. First of all, I'm going to mark down the quarter waist measurement, which is 7.5, then 1 inch for the dart allowance, followed by 2 inches for the seam allowance. So you can see we have excess there. I'll go ahead and mark that excess. I'll quickly take the measurement again to confirm that. Afterwards, I'm just going to use a straight line to connect this downwards. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Next is the dart. I'm going to divide the quarter waist measurement plus the dart allowance, that's 8.5 inches by 2. That gives 4.25. Then I'll add 0.5 inch to it. So that's 4.75. I'll go ahead and mark down 4.75 inches here. Then from there, I'll come down by 6 inches. This is for the back, so I'll come down by 6. For the front, I came down by 5 inches. Next, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch on both sides and connect downward. So that is all for the darts. Next, I'll take this to the sewing machine and sew my darts on the four parts of these pants. And here we have it, guys. I'm done stitching all my darts and this is what it looks like, as you can see. Next, I'll place the back onto the front piece like so. I'll bring in the other parts. I'll place the back onto the front one like this. Then I'll go to the sewing machine and sew these parts downward. I'll sew the side too, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other one. Here we have it, guys. I'm done stitching the sides of these pants. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to bring in the other part so we can join them together. From the tie line here, this crotch depth, I'm going to bring both of them right side facing right side. Then I will hold the back part together like so and sew close the center back. I will also bring the center fronts together and sew these parts. So I'll just go ahead and sew from one end to the other. Note that all my seams are 0.5 inch allowance. Alright guys, here we have it. I'm done stitching this together and you can see how beautiful this looks. We're not even done with this and it is already beautiful. So I closed up the sides of this pants. If you want to add your zipper to it, then add your zipper to the side. Next is to add our band to this. So I have this here at 27 inches and I added 1 inch for the same allowance. The waist is 30, so when I'm sewing this onto the pants, I'm going to stretch this out. Then I have the width of this band to be 2.25 inches. So I'm going to fold this right side facing right side and sew ½ inch on this side. This is it, guys. I'm done stitching the ½ inch seam, so I'm going to fold this together like so. Then I will pin these areas in place. So I'm going to be stitching this band onto the pants now. I'll bring in the pants like so and I will pin this same area onto the back parts of the pants. Then I'll take this to the sewing machine and sew round this. Remember I said while I'm sewing the band onto the pants, I'm going to stretch the band a little to fit with the waist of these pants. And this is it, guys. I am done stitching this band onto the pants. Next, I'm going to overlock all the rough areas inside these pants. And guys, we are actually done with the stitching of our wide hem pants. I've gone ahead to hem the base of these pants. So let me know in the comment section if you're going to be trying this out. And let us hear your thoughts on this. If this is a job well done, let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support and engagement. Next, let's quickly check if this waist can go through the hip. Okay, so we have this at 23 inches, so that's 46 when you multiply by 2. So this can conveniently pass through the hip and would also fit on the waist perfectly. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. I'll see you in the next one.